Education expert William Janes said on Wednesday that there is a correlation between the decline of U.S. public schools and the U.S. Supreme Court's 1962 and 1963 decision that school-sponsored Bible reading was unconstitutional. One can argue, and some have, that the decision by the Supreme Court, in a series of 3 decisions back in 1962 and 1963 to remove Bible and prayer from our public schools, may be the most spiritually significant event in our nation's history over the course of the last 55 years, Janes said. On June 25, 1962, the United States Supreme Court decided in Engel v. Vitale that a prayer approved by the New York Board of Regents for use in schools violated the First Amendment because it represented the establishment of religion. In 1963, in Abington School District v. Schempp, the court decided against Bible readings in public schools along the same lines. Since 1963, Janes said there have been 5 negative developments in the nation's public schools. Academic achievement has plummeted, including SAT scores. Increased rate of out-of-wedlock births. Increase in illegal drug use. Increase in juvenile crime. Deterioration of school behavior. So we need to realize that these actions do have consequences, said Janes, professor at California State College in Long Beach and senior fellow at the Witherspoon Institute in Princeton, NJ. When we remove that moral fiber, that moral emphasis, this is what can result. Other facts included a comparison between the top 5 complaints of teachers from 1940 to 1962. Talking, chewing gum, making noise, running in the halls and getting out of turn in line, to rape, robbery, assault, burglary and arson from 1963 to present. Now the question is, given that there is a movement to put the Bible as literature back in the public schools and a moment of silence and so forth, can we recapture the moral fiber, the foundation that used to exist among many of our youth? Janes asked rhetorically. Since the Bible and religion are extremely valuable components of the study of our history and the development of civilization, they offer much toward attaining a comprehensive, world-class education. The objectives of a Bible literature class are to equip students with literary forms and symbols in the Bible that are constantly referred to in art, music, and literature. To give the student understanding of the influence of the Bible on history, law, community, and cultural life. To give insight into the Founding Fathers' worldviews taken from the Bible promoting human rights, women's rights, social justice, etc. To provide knowledge of Middle Eastern history, Jewish-Arab conflicts, geography, and religions. To teach students how to learn, and use, multiple and complex reference skills. Enforce the importance of religion in world and national history, without teaching or imposing any doctrinal belief. These objectives will provide constitutional conformity. When the Bible was erroneously removed from our classrooms by school boards or administrators, it was done so with biased information received from many bigoted anti-religious hate groups that have lost almost every case when they reached the Supreme Court. Those misperceptions adopted by otherwise good school people have cost our schools the support and confidence of the public. Patrick Henry said, "The Bible is a book worth more than all other books that were ever printed." Thomas Jefferson was the first president of the Washington, D.C. School Board which adopted the Bible as a primary reader. Students have been denied their constitutional rights long enough. and they have not been given all the facts of history and of the influence of the Bible. Most do not know that the Bible has been the #1 bestseller each year since the invention of the Gutenberg printing press in 1456. Last year, the Bible outsold its nearest modern rival by more than 5 times. No one could rightly claim to be educated today or to be a true intellectual, who has never read this powerful and exciting book that has transformed innumerable lives, influenced kings and presidents, and guided entire nations. To what can we compare it? Such vast amounts of writing and art contain biblical allusions that ignorance of the Bible cripples any meaningful study of literature or the arts. Even the Dictionary of Cultural Literacy states that, the Bible, the holy book of Judaism and Christianity, is the most widely known book in the English-speaking world. No one in the English-speaking world can be considered literate without basic knowledge of the Bible. Page 1. Could this censorship of the Bible from our schools be the reason for the growing illiteracy in America, threatening our means of communication? Our U.S. laws are all based upon our Constitution, which is a direct pattern of the Old English law, which unashamedly proclaims its entire jurisprudence system to be based upon the Bible and the Ten Commandments. Our children are held, by law, to all our U.S. laws, derived from the Bible, yet denied the knowledge of the source of our own Constitution and national jurisprudence controlling all of society's laws. Parents, the public, and lawmakers are now demanding a reversal in the 5-decade-long slide into crime, disrespect for the law, and the resulting moral and spiritual decadence. Exposure to the Bible has an almost magical influence on crime and the moral, ethical slide of our youth and our nation. Many believe that because of the loss of influence of the Bible, our society, and our culture of liberty and freedom is collapsing before our eyes. Yet, our schools continue to side with the very forces that have brought us down. This must change for peace and support for our public schools ever to be regained. The downfall of American society. This is what the Democrats, the left, wanted all along. Bring the Bible back to schools.